Hello, leaders. I'm Dr. Patrick Jinks, leadership and strategy coach and president of the Jinks Perspective. Today, I thought I would share with you 2 or 3 things you might not have realized while using one particular popular and prevalent measurement scale. Cue it up. Okay, raise your hand if you have ever used the infamous 5-point Likert scale. Now raise your hand if you are still pronouncing it Likert. Don't feel bad. I too pronounced it wrong for years myself. And then I did my research and discovered that Dr. Rensis Likert has actually had to clarify the pronunciation of his name on many occasions. So we'll clarify a common misconception about the scale right off the bat. It's pronounced Likert Scale. Now you can win bar bets with your friends. Let's move on to the second notion of this Likert Scale, the 5 points. Technically, there are 5 points on the scale. However, what many people don't realize is that a 3 equals 0 on the scale. The 1 and 2 are actually designed to have negative value. In other words, a proper way to view a Likert scale is on a number line that ranges from -2 to +2 with 0 in the middle. Now, why is this an important clarification? In my experience, I've seen organizations use this scale to measure various things and tolerate a 2 on the 5-point scale. While they know that a 2 out of 5 might not be ideal, many somehow still find it acceptable for far too long. A 2 on a 5-point Likert scale actually represents a -1. It's a liability. Here's a classic example. You've undoubtedly completed and maybe even conducted surveys where a statement is made and then the survey participant is invited to select from the following about the statement: strongly disagree, disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree. This is a Likert scale. Notice that the first 2 are disagreements. This means they have a negative value. For example, let's say you're conducting an employee survey. One of the statements on the survey says, "My supervisor communicates clearly and consistently." And let's say the average on the scale comes to 2 or 2.3. This isn't just a lower than ideal number, it's a deficiency. This says that on average, employees don't believe that their supervisor communicates clearly and consistently. This would be an issue, wouldn't it? What about ratings we use for client satisfaction or outcome measures? Are we satisfied with a 3 on a 5-point scale? Perhaps if we realize that in the scale, a 3 actually has a value of 0, we might not be as tolerant. A 3 on a Likert scale reminds me a little bit of the wording that some states and other municipalities use sometimes to describe acceptable levels of health and education performance in the public sector. How many times have you seen language that includes the phrase minimally adequate as a requirement for health or education performance? Is that what we're striving for? Minimally adequate? I'm sharing this with you in the hope that it will encourage you and urge you to strive for 4s and 5s. 3 should not be the standard. In fact, I'll share one more thing with you that you might not realize about the Likert scale. Some social scientists and organizational leaders have actually removed the 3 from the scale completely in order to force either a positive or a negative response. On a survey, it's too easy to select neutral as your choice in order to avoid making a decision or a negative rating. When I was doing my research for my PhD, I came across the Center for Whole Communities, who has a rating system with more than 5 points on it, but with an example of this concept. In their whole measures rating system, a 0 is neutral. They have 1 mark below that to represent a negative impact of their program, and 3 levels above 0 to recognize varying levels of positive impact of their program. The point here is to raise your standard to one of excellence and high impact. This is the standard your investors and donors are really looking for. And it should apply to employee performance appraisals, internal organization assessment ratings, and certainly outcome measurements of our programs and our mission performance. And that's the Jinks Perspective for this week. If you would like to explore ways that the Jinks Perspective can help you or your organization achieve greater clarity, simplicity, or alignment in your mission work, Reach out and schedule a free discovery call with me by clicking the link that's always in the video description below these videos. Also, if you haven't already, please click on the subscribe button below to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then click the bell icon if you want to be notified when new episodes arrive. This also helps to promote the channel to others. Finally, I hope you'll share this with a friend or a colleague that you think might find it useful, and we'll see you here next time. Lead on.